Hi Crafty friend, it's me, Justine from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft my world stands still. Meet Cotton Ball, my sweet little lamb from my collection, Justine's Farm. Now Cotton Ball is a lamb, so therefore I'm going to color Cotton Ball basically white. I'm going to take a little bit of Lost Shadow and just very gently add just a little bit of light gray to my BetterPress image here. I BetterPress this out with some watercolor paper and some black BetterPress ink. I'm going to be watercoloring with Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. Now, because Cotton Ball is a lamb and usually they are white, I'm going to have the background be standing out from my lamb in a way to kind of make it pop. So to do that, I'm just going to test the color. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to hold my pencil kind of like a blending brush and just gently, just noticed I have to quickly sharpen my pencil because you can see it made a weird blob. By the way, this whole video is going to be in real time, so you can see how quickly you can watercolor with my press plates. By giving this a little bit of a shadow on the back, I'm going to create a wash of light color for my lamb to be around, and this will be just a little bit of some purple color here, and I'm really going to bump up the color when it comes to the flowers on Cotton Ball's head and shoulder area. I just love all of the animals having these floral crowns or nesting in florals. I think it is just very my style, and I hope you love them as much as I do. Now, I realize that a lot of these cards could be used for different occasions. So this little thinking of you, I think, could be used for a lot of occasions that you could send out cards to, but there's also the sentiment, welcome little lamb. I think that that would be so adorable for a baby card or like a baby shower card, or if someone's having a baby. I think that that would be a perfect sentiment for that. And I do have some basic sentiments like congratulations, happy birthday, and I even have one that says thank you, spelled E-W-E, as in the lamb. Okay, let's get to coloring the flowers. This is a very dark purple. It's that poison one. Villainous Poison, I think is what it's called. That's one of my favorite colors from Tim Holtz. I think it's just really fun and creative. So I'm going to color all of the big flowers with this dark purple. If you wanted to recreate this card, you could use any colorway that you'd like and really make it your own, or you can copy mine. I don't mind. Okay, that's enough of the Villainous Poison. Let's get a real close-up look at my hand. Okay, Seedless Preserves is another one of my favorite colors. We'll just add that in. If you haven't checked out the other animals from my collection, I do have a cow called Clover, a pig called Daisy. I have a rooster, a hen, a chick, and that's in the Feathered Friends set. And then I also have a registration template style BetterPress that is a picture of a farm, and it is a very fun little rustic look. By the way, you can BetterPress and you can glimmer with the BetterPress plates. So that's another way to stretch your supplies and get the most bang for your buck when you're buying craft supplies, is to buy BetterPress plates. I always like to press and glimmer new plates that come into my craft room just to kind of visualize the possibilities that each plate provides. Now I'll go in with some greens to finish some off my florals. Like I said before, the star of the show is Cotton Ball, my lamb, but these flowers really are going to be popping alongside Cotton Ball here. I'm going to take Twisted Citron, which is one of my brightest greens, and just color those in. Now these are watercolor pencils, if you did not know. So they are going to react in a very fun way once I add water. And I have been using watercolor pencils and water brushes in the past, but I also like to just use traditional paintbrush. I jokingly call the one I'm going to use in this video my emotional support paintbrush because I've had it since I don't even know how long, at least since high school, but it's one of my favorites and it lasts, so why not keep it around? But if you are more comfortable with water brushes, that would be another fun way to add water to your BetterPress images. This is the Rustic Wilderness, another deep dark green to really bump up the little middle sections of each of the flower leaves. My favorite sharpener for watercolor pencils or pencils in general, I feel like I'm qualified to tell you because I'm a kindergarten teacher and I sharpen pencils all day every day, is the one from Stadler or Stadler. I'm not sure how you pronounce it correctly, but it is a simple hand twister and it is the best. So if you need a link for that, I will put it in the comments if you're looking for it. Otherwise, I won't link it. It's usually I buy it from Amazon, but I don't have like official links or anything for Amazon. So if you'd like a link, I can put it there. Otherwise, I'm not going to. Okay. I have colored almost everything on my lamb. I do want to give the lamb just a little bit of life for some color in the body, so I'm adding this abandoned coral to the nose, and I think that really takes it from kind of flat to a little bit happier. For whatever reason, I was second guessing and thinking that lambs have black tipped noses, but I think a pink one will do for the sake of this project. And then we'll add just a little bit of faded burlap into the eyes just to give it some life. Not too crazy. Alright, let's start with the wash on the background of Cotton Ball. I'm taking a wet paintbrush. This is my emotional support paintbrush. And I'm just going to wash the color all over Cotton Ball. There's not a lot of that lost shadow color on the body at all. It's going to be mostly white. But if you look carefully, once it's dry, it will have a little bit of color. I'll just hit the little eye areas and then the nose just to activate the pencil. It's really not picking up too much color and putting it into my brush. It's just moving the water from my brush. It's activating the colored pencil pigment and making it even brighter. Just look at that green. It's already popping and I just love it. Watercolor paper is the best for watercoloring. I know that sounds maybe obvious to some people, but I did want to mention it because the way that they make watercolor paper, it locks in the moisture and the water from the watercoloring process, and it does not make the paper warp as much. It holds the color where you want it, and it's just one of those supplies that really is worth spending the extra couple dollars to get the watercolor paper. Now I'm going to go in and do a light wash. If you are a beginner watercolor, I would let everything you did before dry before doing this, because I'm going to be very careful to not touch any of the spots that I just colored. It's going to be fine, but this is just adding water and just wiggling the brush over all of the spots that I already watercolored. And if there's anything that gets too wet, I'm going to just dry off my brush and do a little bit of blotting like you just saw before. Again, this is just activating that color. It's not going to be a crazy dramatic background unless you want it to be. If you want that, I would add way more color. I just wanted it to be a little bit of a, I don't know, really just to give it some dimension from the whiteness of Cotton Ball, from the whiteness of the background. And this is just going to be a little bit like mystical. And I'll bring some of that purple down by the sentiment and just make sure that there's no pencil marks at all on my background. When this dries, it looks so cool, and I promise that you will love your item just as much as I do. I'm just going to be fussy here about some of those little areas, and that finishes off Cotton Ball. I will go ahead and mat this on to cardstock, colored cardstock, once my whole image has dried, and I will show you that process. I forgot I have a mistake in this video. This is a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. I'm just going to take my paintbrush and blend it out. Goodbye. It's gone. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. If they tell you that, they're lying to you. But look, you can fix your mistakes just like I did. Anyway, here is my finished Cotton Ball. I hope that you love it just as much as me. If you make Cotton Ball or any of the presses from my collection, be sure to share them online in my Facebook group, Stationery Maker Group, and we will see you next time. I am thinking of you. Thank you for watching. Bye, crafty friend.